Welcome back, students. In this session, we are going to discuss about the origin of life. But before that, as I told you, let us solve the mystery about the origin of universe. So this is our second video or the second module where we are going to study the evolution of universe. So students, it is presumed that the universe came into existence because of a singular huge explosion, and this is called as the Big Bang theory. And it is said that this explosion was unimaginable in physical terms. You can never imagine how actually or what actually exploded or how did this explosion take place. Okay, so this Big Bang theory, it was actually put forth by Abel Amateur, and according to him, this explosion took place about 20 billion years ago. It is said that because of this, all the matter and tremendous energy came into existence, which was not there till now. Okay. Now again, many questions might be arising in your mind as to how did the explosion take place? What actually exploded? So according to this Big Bang theory, universe was initially just a small fireball. Okay, so it is said that this fireball, it expanded, or the contents of the fireball, they expanded and then they cooled. So because of this expansion, all the celestial bodies in the sense, all the planetary bodies, that is the galaxies, the stars, planets, etc., were actually formed. Okay, so let me explain it to you more clearly, right? So according to this Big Bang theory, it is presumed that initially everything is an assumption here. Okay, because nobody has seen what actually happened there. So we are telling it is presumed or it is assumed that initially there was nothing. There was actually nothing, but just a small fireball was there. Fireball in the sense it had all a tremendous amount of heat and energy stored inside it. Okay, so initially there was just a small fireball with all the matter and energy stored in it. Now because of that enormous heat present inside, what happens when heat goes on increasing? Suddenly it will burst out. When energy increases, accumulates, what happens? It has to burst, right? So that is what happened actually. So because of this enormous heat, the fireball actually exploded. So when did it take place? Approximately around 14 billion years ago. Now all that matter which was inside this fireball, what happened now? It actually expanded. Yes, so energy or matter is stored inside, but when it explodes, what happens? It is distributed everywhere. It is distributed uniformly. So because of this, now we can see that all the subatomic particles were formed. So this expansion gave rise to the subatomic particles like protons and neutrons. Now at the same time, as it expanded, or as the fireball exploded and expanded, now heat, when it is uniformly distributed everywhere, when it is spreading, what happens? Automatically the temperature has to go down. Yes, so because of this expansion, it is said that the temperature reduced and now the universe began to cool. Okay, even now it is thought that the universe is still expanding. Okay, so now as I told you, the subatomic particles were formed, and these subatomic particles gradually they gave rise to the lighter gases. which are the lightermost gases? It is the hydrogen and helium. So which were the first gases to be formed, students? It is the hydrogen and helium were formed. Now what happened to these? As they were very light gases, they started condensing due to gravitational force. Because of the gravitation, they couldn't move forward. They started condensing, and then this condensation of gases led to the clouds of gases and dust particles. Then slowly we could see that there was formation of stars, planets, and then the galaxies were formed. Now what is this galaxies? A huge collection of stars. Okay. So did you get it? Now because of that expansion, we could see that the temperature reduced. Okay. And then lighter gases were formed, and these gases condensed. Right? The gases condensed, then clouds of gases gathered together, then later they formed all the planetary bodies. Okay, so this is how our solar system, that is which is consisting of the sun and all the planets, was formed. Why is it called as solar system? Because the sun is at the center and then all the other planets are revolving around it. Okay, and the galaxy in which this solar system is present, there are many galaxies present in the universe, and where this solar system is present, that is called as the Milky Way. This is a general knowledge question. You might have heard about it in your lower classes. Yes, so Milky Way, or it is also called as the Akash Ganga. Right? Now all this did not take place in just 1 or 2 days. It is said that Earth was formed how many years back? It was formed around 4.5 billion years back. So is it clear? I repeat, what are the important points you have to remember here, children? What is Big Bang theory? How can you explain this Big Bang theory? The Big Bang is a singular huge explosion which is unimaginable in physical terms. Remember this, singular huge explosion, unimaginable in physical terms. Okay, then universe expanded and temperature cooled down. Because of the explosion, universe expanded and temperature reduced. Then hydrogen and helium were the first gases to be formed. These gases condensed under gravitation, and then this led to the formation of many galaxies. So in the solar system, that is which is present in the Milky Way galaxy, Earth was formed about 4.5 billion years back. Remember this. Earth was formed around 4.5 billion years back. Okay, so now after knowing how Earth was formed, what is the next question? Another curiosity is about the conditions of the primitive Earth. What did that primitive Earth actually consist of? Students, there was nothing on the early Earth or the primitive Earth. Nothing in the sense, no atmosphere. There was no free oxygen, but we could see free hydrogen was present. As I told you, lighter gases were formed first. So there was free hydrogen. Okay. Then we could see there was methane, ammonia, as well as water in the form of vapors. There was no water, was not in the liquid form, it was present in the vapor form. Now from where did these come from? Methane, ammonia, water vapor, where did they come from? These were released from the molten mass of volcanic eruptions. Okay, the Earth was not just plain land, students. There were many depressions on the Earth, as well as because of the high temperature, there was continuous volcanic eruptions taking place. So the molten mass, okay, that was coming from those volcanoes, those eruptions, it consisted of these: ammonia, methane and water vapor. Okay, so remember this. Then because of this, we can say that as there was no free oxygen but free hydrogen was present, it is said that the early atmosphere was reducing type. Remember this. This is a CET question also. Okay, question for the objectives. The early earth was reducing type. Why reducing type? Because there was no free oxygen. Now what type of atmosphere is there? Oxidizing type, because of the presence of oxygen. Okay, then later, because of many chemical reactions, we could see that oxygen was formed. But how did these chemical reactions take place? For chemical reactions to take place, energy is required, right? So where did they get the energy from? So energy for chemical reactions came from electric discharges, that is from the lightning, from the storms, okay, as well as from the solar energy. Okay, so one thing here to remember, what did the primitive earth consist of? Mainly it consisted of methane, ammonia, carbon dioxide and water vapor. This is a question for 2 marks, or almost many times asked question for 2 marks. What was the primitive earth consisting of? So half mark each for these 4. Okay, now let us see what happened actually. The UV rays from the sun broke up water into hydrogen and oxygen. So as I told you, chemical reactions started to occur, and the energy they got, that is from the lightning as well as from the solar energy. So the UV radiations from the sun, they helped in breaking the water into hydrogen and oxygen. So now the free oxygen was available. So this hydrogen, as it was lighter, it is a lighter gas, it escaped from the surface, but oxygen remained, and this oxygen started combining with the other compounds which are present, such as methane, ammonia. Okay, then those chemical reactions here, they led to the formation of water, carbon dioxide, and then slowly other gases were formed. So remember here, water which was formed was still in the vapor form. Okay, why? Because of the high temperature of the earth. But gradually what happened was, as the earth started to cool slowly, this water vapor condensed, okay, and it fell as rain. So this process continued for many years, and hence all the depressions were filled. In the early earth, we could see that it was not a plain land as you see it today, but the early earth, it consisted of volcanic eruptions, as I told you, as well as there were many depressions also. So as the water vapors condensed, it fell as rain, and that rainwater, it started to fill all these depressions, and gradually students, we could see that they turned into, or they formed the various water bodies like rivers and oceans. Okay, so this is how gradually you can see here that water is formed now, oxygen is formed. Yes, and from this oxygen, even ozone layer was formed. So we can say that life started appearing about 500 million years after the formation of Earth. That is about 4 billion years ago. Remember, students, life appeared. When did the life appear? about 400 billion years ago. When did the earth actually start to appear? Earth was originated 4.5 billion years ago. Earth appeared 4.5 billion years ago. Life started to appear 4 billion years ago. That means 4.5 and 4. That means what? 500 million years. There is a difference of 500 million years, right? So, the process of formation of Earth took around 500 million years. Got it? Earth started to appear 4.5 billion years ago. Then for around 500 million years the process went on. As I told you, evolution is a gradual process. The process went on. Then slowly the things changed, and after 500 million years slowly we could see that the life started to appear on Earth. Okay, thank you students.